Hello everyone, welcome back to the streak of the day. So as you guys know that I'm making a series of questions of LeetCode daily and explaining and solving them with you guys. So let's look at the question of today, which is question number 3190, minimum operations to make all elements divisible by 3. So here in this question we just need to find the minimum number of operations, which is either an addition or a subtraction from the given array to make all the array divisible by 3. Basically, if we take the input nums 1 2 3 4, so we have to make each of them divisible by 3. So example 1, if we subtract 1 by 1, because we can only add or subtract 1, that is what an operation is. In one operation you can add or subtract 1 from any element of nums. So if we subtract 1 from this one, then it will be 0 divisible by 3. If we add 1 to this one, 2, 2 plus 1, then it is divisible by 3. 3 is already, so we take 4. 4 minus 1, 3. So total 1 operation, 2 operation, in here 1 operation. So total 3 operations are required. That is what we have to return. We have to return the minimum number of operations to make all elements of norms divisible by 3. That is the main question. I hope you guys are able to understand it. Here the explanation is also given. All array elements can be made divisible by 3 using 3 operations. How? Subtracting 1 from 1, adding 1 to 2, and subtracting 1 from 4. Similarly, in this example, if we are given input nums equals to 369, the output is 0, because already the whole array is divisible by 3, so we don't need to make any operations. So that is a very simple concept and it is already a easy level question. So we will be solving it and we will be finding the minimum operation, which is equals to number of elements of x with x remainder 3 and not equal to 0. That means first we have to check in our code that if each number is divisible by 3, and if it is not divisible by 3, if it is leaving some remainder and not equal, if the remainder is not equal to 0, basically if a number is divisible by 3 or any number completely, then the remainder is 0, and if it is not, then remainder is not equal to 0. So we will be using this function only, a floor mode function, and that's how we will be adding it. So if it is equal to 0, then no issue, it is already divisible, no operation required. And if it is not equal to 0, then we will be adding it as an operation, which means adding or subtracting 1. Okay, so now let's write some code and I hope you guys are able to understand it. I'm not speaking that fast, hopefully. So let's write code together. So here we have an operation public int minimum operations, and we already have an input of array int nums. Okay, so now we will be starting the code. Int count equals to 0. First, like every question, we take int answer equals to 0, int count equals to 0, because we have to take the value 0 first. In the beginning we assume it, then we add our operations in that. So currently the number of operations are 0. Now int x is to nums, because it is a variable, integer variable referring to the array nums. I'm doing the solution in Java. You can do it in Python also, maybe even smaller in size, but it is already a very small solution. Now we will be running a if statement of floor mod function from the math library, math.floor mod. Floor mod is basically used to handle negative values safely, although like in LeetCode it usually has non-negative input, means basically positive input and zeros, but still we are using it so that it doesn't break the code. So if it is not, so I am already told you during the explanation also, if it is equal to 0, then there's no issue, no operation required, because the remainder is already equal to 0, what we want. And if it's not equal to 0, in this equation, so if statement we have already read, if the x division by array is not equal to 0, then we will be adding it as an operations. What operation plus or minus, that is no issue for us, because we can adjust that. And now we'll be returning the count value. Simple, return count. So the time complexity of this will be O of n, because 1 pass through the array, and the space complexity O of 1, because it requires constant extra space. And the explanation for this is this itself, that for each element commute x remainder 3, If it is 0, no operation is needed, and otherwise exactly one operation, which is addition of 1 or subtraction of 1, makes it divisible by 3. So let's run it. Okay, our all test cases passed. Let's submit it for the streak of the day. Yesterday there was some issues, but today I think, yeah, we got the streak. Yesterday the issue was with LeetCode. So we got a decent time complexity. It can be even better. So this is the better solution. It will load up. Anyways, never mind. So this is a solution. Let me zoom it up for you guys. Today's solution is that small. So let's meet for tomorrow's streak. Have a great day.